Want to know how Warren Buffett became one of the richest people in the world? Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. It's not some complicated formula or a stroke of luck that you can't replicate. It really comes down to a set of fundamental habits and a way of thinking about the world. These are principles that, frankly, anyone can learn and apply to their own life, whether you're just starting out or you've been at it for a while. It's about building a solid foundation, brick by brick, day by day. Now, a lot of people know me as an investor, the fella running Berkshire Hathaway. And that's true, I've spent a good deal of my life looking at businesses. But what's more important than any single stock pick are the underlying habits that guide my decisions. It's about how you approach problems, how you manage your time, and most importantly, how you manage yourself. These habits are the real engine of wealth, not just in a financial sense, but in creating a rich and satisfying life. It's less about the what and more about the how. Over the years, I've also learned a thing or two about giving back, about philanthropy. And you'll find that the same principles that help you build wealth are the ones that help you make a meaningful impact on the world. It all ties together. So today we're going to walk through some of these core ideas. They're not flashy, they're not get-rich-quick schemes, but I can tell you from experience they are what truly works over the long haul. Let's get started. I've often said that my job is basically to just sit and read and think. People might see that and wonder what's really getting done, but I'd argue it's the most important work there is. I probably spend 5 or 6 hours a day, maybe more, just reading. I read newspapers, I read magazines, I read annual reports, I read books. It's not just about gathering facts, it's about letting ideas connect and build on each other. You see, knowledge works just like compound interest. It builds on itself. The more you learn, the easier it is to learn more. You don't have to read financial statements all day, that's my particular game. But you do have to be a learning machine. Whatever your field is, you need to be voracious. The world changes, but the principles of learning don't. Every day I try to go to bed a little wiser than when I woke up. It doesn't happen in big leaps. It's a slow, steady accumulation. You read something today, and it might not seem useful, but then a week later or a year later, you connect it to something else, and suddenly you have an insight you wouldn't have had otherwise. Think of your mind like a bank account. Every bit of knowledge you deposit earns interest, and that interest earns interest. Over a lifetime, that accumulation becomes enormous. It's the ultimate asset, and no one can ever take it away from you. It's why I tell students to read 500 pages a day. That might sound like a lot, but the habit itself is what matters. It's about committing to continuous, lifelong learning. You're not just investing in stocks. You're investing in the machine that makes all the decisions, your own mind. So the first habit is simple. Read. Read widely and read constantly. Don't just read things you agree with. Read things that challenge your thinking. The goal isn't to be the person who has all the answers, but to be the person who is always asking better questions. That curiosity, that drive to understand the world a little bit better each day, is the foundation upon which everything else is built. It's the single most powerful habit you can develop, and it's available to every single one of you. People seem to get a kick out of the fact that I still live in the same house I bought back in 1958. I think I paid about $31,500 for it. It's a perfectly good house. It's warm in the winter, it's cool in the summer, it has everything I need. I could have bought a much bigger, more expensive house, but what would be the point? It wouldn't make me any happier. In fact, it would probably just be more of a headache. My life is simple because I want it to be simple. It's not about being cheap, it's about being rational. This idea extends to everything. I drive a modest car, I don't own a yacht. When I have breakfast, it's often from McDonald's. And I'll tell you, the price of the market in the morning determines whether I get the $2.61 breakfast or the $3.17 one. It's not because I can't afford the difference. It's about value. It's about not spending money on things that don't add real, lasting value to your life. Every dollar you spend unnecessarily is a dollar that can't be working for you, compounding and growing into a much larger sum down the road. You have to distinguish between your wants and your needs. We live in a society that is constantly telling you to want more, to buy the latest gadget, to upgrade your life. But that's a trap. It's a treadmill that you can never get off of. The real key to financial freedom isn't earning more, it's wanting less. When you control your desires, you control your destiny. You aren't a servant to your possessions, you are the master of your resources. This mindset gives you freedom and flexibility that no amount of fancy stuff can buy. So, take a look at your own expenses. Where is your money going? Are you spending it on things that truly make you happy and improve your life? Or are you spending it to keep up with the neighbors? Living below your means isn't a sacrifice, it's a strategy. It's the most straightforward way to build a surplus, and that surplus is your seed corn. It's what you'll use to plant your financial future. Be frugal, be smart, and focus on what truly matters. You'll be amazed at how much wealthier you feel, regardless of what your bank statement says. I've looked at thousands of businesses in my lifetime. I've analyzed balance sheets, income statements, and competitive advantages. But if you ask me what the single best investment is, my answer is always the same. Invest in yourself. Anything you do to improve your own talents and make yourself more valuable will pay you back in spades. Unlike other assets, no one can tax it away from you, and inflation can't erode it. It's a portable asset that you carry with you for your entire life. What does that mean practically? It means improving your communication skills. I was terrified of public speaking when I was younger. I would literally get sick thinking about it. So, I took a Dale Carnegie course. It cost me $100, and I got a diploma that I still hang on my office wall. That investment probably paid back more than anything else I've ever done. The ability to communicate your ideas clearly, both in writing and in person, is an incredible force multiplier for whatever other talents you possess. If you can't get your ideas across, it's like winking at a girl in the dark. Nothing happens. It also means taking care of your health. You get one mind and one body in this world, and you have to take care of them. You can't start worrying about it when you're 50 and things start to rust. You have to maintain that machine from the very beginning. What you eat, how much you exercise, these aren't trivial things. They directly impact your energy, your focus, and your longevity. A healthy body and mind are the platform for all other successes. Don't neglect the engine while you're busy polishing the car. Finally, investing in yourself means constantly learning new skills. The world is dynamic. The skills that were valuable yesterday might not be as valuable tomorrow. Whether it's learning to code, understanding a new marketing channel, or mastering a new language, you have to keep sharpening the saw. The investment you make in your own education and skill set is one that will continue to pay dividends for decades. It's the one bet where you have incredible control over the outcome. So before you look at any stock, look in the mirror and ask, how can I make this asset more valuable today? In the world of investing, and honestly I think in life in general, there's a huge bias toward action. People feel like they need to be doing something all the time, buying, selling, changing, tweaking. It feels productive. But in my experience, a great deal of wealth is actually built by inactivity. Our favorite holding period is forever. We don't buy stocks to flip them in a few months. We buy wonderful businesses at fair prices with the intention of owning them for a very, very long time. It's kind of like planting a tree. You don't dig it up every week to see if the roots are growing. Patience is a tremendous virtue in the financial markets. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the active to the patient. It's designed to test your conviction. There will be days, months, even years when things look bleak. The news will be terrible, and everyone around you will be panicking. That is not the time to sell. That is the time to remember why you bought the business in the first place. If the long-term fundamentals are still intact, then the short-term noise is just that, noise. You have to be able to sit there and do nothing when doing nothing is the right thing to do. This long-term thinking, it applies to more than just stocks. It applies to your career, to your relationships, to building any skill of value. You don't become a great doctor or a great carpenter overnight. It takes years of deliberate practice and dedication. You don't build a strong marriage or a lasting friendship with a single grand gesture. It's built through thousands of small, consistent acts over a long period. We tend to overestimate what we can do in 1 year and underestimate what we can do in 10. So cultivate the habit of patience. When you make a decision, make it with the next decade in mind, not just the next quarter. Understand that the most powerful force in the universe is compound interest, and its magic ingredient is time. You need a long runway. Don't be in a hurry to get rich. Be in a hurry to build a solid foundation. Let time be your friend, not your enemy. The world will try to rush you. Your job is to resist that urge and play the long game. That's where the real rewards are found. I've been very lucky in my life to have had great teachers, starting with my father and then Ben Graham. And of course, for the last 60+ years, I've had Charlie Munger. It's impossible to overstate the importance of who you choose to associate with. You will move in the direction of the people that you associate with. So it's important to associate with people that are better than yourself. You want to pick out heroes and try to emulate their best qualities. Think about your 5 closest friends, their habits, their attitudes, their ambitions. They will rub off on you, whether you realize it or not. If you surround yourself with people who are cynical and lazy, you'll likely find yourself becoming more cynical and lazy. But if you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, who are honest, who are always learning, you will find yourself rising to their level. It's like drafting in a race. You get pulled along by the momentum of the group. This is especially true in business and in your career. You want to work for people you admire. You want to work with people you trust. Life is too short to work with people who make you feel small or who operate in a way that doesn't align with your own values. When Charlie and I look at businesses, we look at the quality of the management just as much as we look at the quality of the business itself. We want to be in business with people we like, trust and admire. It makes everything better. So be deliberate about who you let into your inner circle. Seek out mentors. Find people who embody the qualities you want to possess and spend time with them. Ask them questions. Learn from their successes and, just as importantly, from their mistakes. And be the kind of person that good people want to be around. Be honest, be generous, be reliable. The quality of your life will, to a very large extent, be a reflection of the quality of the people you choose to spend it with. Choose wisely. One of the most important things in investing and in life is to have the right temperament. It's not about IQ. A lot of very high IQ people do very foolish things. A huge part of the right temperament is intellectual humility. It's understanding the limits of your own knowledge. It's being able to say, I don't know, or even more powerfully, I was wrong. Charlie and I have made all kinds of mistakes. I mean, you can read our annual reports. We list them out. We bought a department store in Baltimore once. That was a big mistake. We bought a windmill company in Holland. Another mistake. The key is not to avoid mistakes entirely, because you can't. If you're making decisions, you're going to be wrong some of the time. The key is to recognize them, learn from them, and not repeat them. When you make a mistake, you have to be able to look at it objectively without your ego getting in the way. You have to analyze what went wrong in your thinking process. Was it a factual error? Was it an emotional decision? Did you get caught up in the hype? This kind of post-mortem is incredibly valuable. Ego is the enemy of good decision-making. People get an idea in their head and they fall in love with it. Then, even when the facts change and the evidence mounts that they were wrong, they dig in their heels. They can't stand to admit a mistake because they see it as a sign of weakness. But the opposite is true. The strongest and most successful people are the ones who can change their minds in the face of new evidence. They are more committed to getting the right answer than to being right. So practice humility. Actively seek out people and information that challenge your beliefs. Create a circle of competence and be very honest about where its boundaries are. It's not a sin to be ignorant about something. The sin is to be ignorant and not realize it. When you find you've made a mistake, don't hide it or rationalize it. Acknowledge it, learn the lesson it has to teach you, and move on. That ability to learn from your errors is a superpower. It ensures that even your failures contribute to your future success. For many years, my focus was on compounding capital. I was very good at it, and I enjoyed the game. But as the numbers got bigger and bigger, the utility of that next dollar to me and my family became zero. Having another $1 billion wasn't going to change my life in any meaningful way. It wouldn't make me happier, it wouldn't make me healthier, and it wouldn't make me more loved. So, the question became, what is the purpose of all this money? What is its highest and best use? For me, the answer was clear. The money has the most utility when it's transferred to society to address the big problems that markets and governments can't always solve effectively. That's why I've pledged to give away more than 99% of my wealth to philanthropic causes, primarily through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's not about guilt. It's about a rational allocation of resources. My family doesn't need it, but millions of people around the world can have their lives transformed by it, whether through better healthcare, education, or opportunities. Some people think you should wait until you're old to give back, but I think that's a mistake. The habit of giving, just like the habit of saving, is one that benefits from starting early. You don't have to be a billionaire to make a difference. You can give your time, your talent, or whatever money you can spare. The act of giving connects you to your community and to humanity in a profound way. It shifts your focus from what can I get to what can I give, and that shift is the source of a different, deeper kind of richness. Ultimately, success isn't just about accumulation. If you get to be my age and you have a lot of money, but the people you care about don't love you, your life is a disaster. The real measure of success is how many of the people you want to have love you actually do love you. Giving back, being a person of integrity, and contributing to the well-being of others is a huge part of earning that love. Wealth is a tool, and its ultimate purpose is to build a better world and a more meaningful life. So there you have it. These aren't complex secrets locked away in a vault in Omaha. They are simple, timeless habits. Learn constantly, live simply, invest in yourself, be patient, surround yourself with good people, admit your mistakes, and give back. The real challenge isn't understanding them. It's consistently applying them day after day, year after year. It's about building a rational and disciplined framework for your life. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be heading in the right direction. I encourage you to pick just one of these habits and start working on it this week. Maybe it's reading for 30 minutes before bed instead of scrolling on your phone. Maybe it's setting up an automatic savings transfer, no matter how small. The key is to start building that positive momentum. Each of these habits reinforces the others, creating a powerful flywheel effect that will propel you toward your goals over time. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. As I've always said, the more you learn, the more you earn. This applies not just to money, but to the richness of your entire life experience. The investment you make in your own character and habits will pay you the greatest dividends of all. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Now go out there and start compounding. Like and subscribe for more success habits from the world's top achievers.